So Bad Bunny was the most watched Super Bowl halftime show ever. Don't you think it's time to learn about Puerto Rico? I'm gonna get the board. Don't pretend like you already knew something about it. Here we go. Puerto Rico. Now, most people have no idea how Puerto Rico became or was acquired by the United States and what its actual station is now in the U.S. empire, but it's my job to tell you, so let's go. We're going to start with the Spanish-American War. You guys should already know the year. What was it again? 1898. Such great students. That Spain ceded, that means they gave up Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. The U.S. went to war to free them from Spanish colonial rule, only so the United States could take them as their own colonial empire. Do you guys know that the people that actually got married during the Super Bowl actually got married? It wasn't just for show? I know, the erasing bothers me too, but I can't lock in students and bang out those brushes like the good old days. So now we're going to define Puerto Rico's legal status. Number one, you have the 4-Acre Act, giving it a U.S. governor and eliminating military control in 1900. You then had the Supreme Court of the United States ruling it was an unincorporated territory. What the heck does that mean? That means that Puerto Rico belonged to, but wasn't a full member or a full state of the United States. Therefore, the Constitution of the United States didn't apply fully. If the Constitution didn't apply fully, then why does the Supreme Court of the United States get to make any determination for what goes on in Puerto Rico? Bad Bunny also used the Super Bowl in order to promote Spanish-owned businesses throughout the United States. Here's where it gets interesting, and shockingly, it gets interesting right in the middle of World War I. It starts with the Jones-Schaff-Roth Act of 1917. Now, it's in this act that Woodrow Wilson grants Puerto Rican individuals citizenship in the United States. Why do you think that is in 1917? If you said so they could go to war for the United States in World War I, you would be absolutely right. Why else would they make them citizens? The more research I do, the more annoyed I get. Now we have the transition to a Commonwealth. I thought U.S. people hated the idea of a Commonwealth. Number one, 1947, Puerto Rico was allowed to elect its own governor for the first time, giving it a little bit of control over what goes on in their actual territory. 1952, Puerto Rico created their own constitution to apply to its citizens and its territory. Well, if the United States wasn't going to actually let them use their constitution, they had to do this. Number three, Operation Bootstrap. I hate when they name stuff like this. It's ridiculous. The U.S. transformed Puerto Rican economy from an agrarian sugar monoculture to an industrialized nation, thus pretty much forcing the mass migration of a bunch of people from Puerto Rico to mainland United States. When you wreck an economy, you actually force mass migration of individuals seeking stability for their economic and family lives. What a shock! Bad Bunny also gave a shout out to all American countries, including South, Central, and North America, when he's talking about the power and the unity of what all of those countries provide. Now, what does Puerto Rico look like now? What are the parameters of the way they're organized and the way that they work within the sense of the United States? Number one, representation. They cannot vote for the President of the United States. I mean, I want them to be represented, but at least they're not to blame for the current administration. Number two, there are active debates going on as to whether or not they want to become a full U.S. state or gain independence. I'm sure the United States will give Puerto Rico their independence after colonizing them for such a long period of time, don't you? And 3, recent natural disasters have really elevated the discussion about whether or not they are being served in their best interest when it comes to political representation and actual accountability when they need it the most. Given this history, you could understand why a lot of Americans who lean right might not actually know or care about this history, nor understand the implications of not having a representative government in something that the United States has virtually colonized. They don't want to talk about colonization. They want to pretend it doesn't happen. And when it actually happens, they don't want to actually give individuals the rights and freedoms they deserve. And all Bad Bunny did was draw it to the forefront so we get to have these conversations so more justice can be done. Wasn't the whole reason you got created was the whole representation by population? You needed representation or no taxation? Wasn't that your thing?